Hi, and welcome to Coffee Break Tips, the series where you learn something new about marketing in the time it takes you to drink a cup of coffee. Today we'll be talking about how you can succeed on LinkedIn. I'm Helena from Singlot, and let's jump right in. If you have a LinkedIn profile, chances are you fall into one of two categories. You either use it quite regularly or you never use it at all. You may also be quite familiar with Facebook and Instagram, but not necessarily LinkedIn. Therefore, today we wanted to share with you some of our tips on how to succeed on LinkedIn. In Norway, we see quite a few people using LinkedIn and even a lot of people paying for the premium, which is quite expensive. But what we see is that the way they use LinkedIn is pretty much only when they're changing jobs. And in between that time, they're not very active at all. In Barcelona, however, we see people use a platform totally different. People are constantly updating their profile to stay up to date due to the high turnover and the constant changing of jobs. That means that people and employers are actually really active on the platform and quite dynamic to all the changes that come around and just the general use of the platform. So how do you succeed on LinkedIn? The key is knowing and being super aware that it's a very different platform to all the other social platforms. Once you know this, you can adapt your strategy and everything you do on that platform to fit that particular platform, LinkedIn in this case, and you'll be able to succeed and make a killer strategy. We've put together 4 simple rules on how to succeed on LinkedIn. Number 1, people follow people, not companies. This is really different from all the other social platforms and is really important to keep in mind. Take for instance your favorite bakery. Chances are they don't have a LinkedIn profile, but if they do, I would bet that you don't actually follow them on LinkedIn. You may on Instagram, for instance. So what's different on LinkedIn is that you're maybe following people that you find inspiring or interesting, such as former colleagues or people you've never met, instead of the companies they're actually working for. The networking power. One of the main benefits of LinkedIn is the massive power of networking. Imagine you as a company, you will only have a limited amount of potential connections. However, if you take your employees into consideration and have them share your content, not only will you have an exponentially larger possible group that you could reach, you will also seem a lot more authentic. Anyone that sees posts from a colleague or a friend or someone they admire are more likely to enjoy and engage with that content instead of a relatively dry post directly from the brand. Find a good ambassador. Many companies that are really successful on LinkedIn are doing one very simple thing, which is to choose one person to be the face of the company on LinkedIn. A lot of the time that will be the CEO, and it essentially means that they're having them engaged particularly much and just be very active on behalf of the brand and essentially be more important than the actual brand. The reason for this is because, as mentioned before, people follow people, and you're more likely to follow the CEO of a company that posts inspiring things, inside information, pictures and information on how it is to work there, than actually dry posts, again, with no face in a sense, coming from the brand. Another reason why it's good to have a brand ambassador is because they can start conversations and engage with anything from competitors to potential employees on LinkedIn. Is a great way to both keep engagement, start conversations, and just all in all appear a lot more authentic. Relevant content. This is quite obvious, but you definitely should not be using the same content as you have on other social media platforms on LinkedIn. The setting is totally different. It's a lot more professional, and this should reflect your content. We're preparing a future video on how other companies are using LinkedIn as employee branding and a way to promote themselves as a great place to work, so stay tuned for that. That was a Theo on how to succeed. Now let's look at how we do it here at Singlot. Let's take the coffee break tips as an example. LinkedIn is actually our best performing platform, and the reason for that is not because we post it on the regular branded account, it's because Miguel and I both share it on our private profiles or our LinkedIn profiles. I have over 700 connections, Miguel has over 500. This is quite a lot compared to our 115, as we speak, followers on our branded account, and it makes a huge difference in the potential reach every time we share a post. Any post that we share as a brand has slightly less impact than what we share as people on our personal profiles. It makes sense. Our networks consist of former colleagues and like-minded people who all would be more or less interested in what we have to say, because our content really surrounds digital marketing, and a lot of these people work with exactly that. Therefore, they may be more interested than if the post came from a brand they had never heard of, even if it was actually us behind it. Another thing is that we are the co-founders of this company, and as a result, we're also in a sense ambassadors for the brand. Granted, we're not Elon Musk, who at times overshadows Tesla, but the effect is definitely there. Finally, the style and content that we share on LinkedIn is a lot more professional than the playful tone that we, for instance, have in our Instagram posts. So if you want to see us goofing around a bit more or post a bit more behind the scenes content, I definitely recommend that you follow us there. That's it for today, guys. Really hope that it's been useful. Do you use LinkedIn for your company? And if so, are you also using brand ambassadors, or are you only using the branded profile? I'd be really interested to hear. Feel free to share, comment, like, and all that good stuff. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. And until the next time, bye bye.